Boker Tov, good morning. Shmuel, the running tour guide, coming to you from one of the most fascinating places on planet Earth. And today I have the privilege and honor to be with Dr. Book, Dr. Tuvia Book, one of the most passionate Zionists I've ever met. Today we are going to capture a mountain. We're going to capture it on the GoPro, bring it to you. But where are we?
The most famous mountain in Israel. Masada, from the Hebrew word Matsudah, fortress, is the most visited site in Israel. A United Nations World Heritage Center, UNESCO, and yet we are not going to do it. We came all the way to Masada not to do Masada. We are actually going to be hiking up the mountain south of Masada called Har Elazar.
Let's see it. There's the sign, Mount Elazar.
Lucky we're both very fit because this trail is for fit walkers only. Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. He's fit, isn't he?
This is who we are, this is what we are, but no time to waste. It's a little after 6 o'clock. The sun is about to peak behind the mountains of Moab. The birds are flying. These are the pigeons making their way to the columbariums, the dovecotes on top of the mountain. Who knows? But have a look, here's the sign, Masada National Park. Let's go and experience it. Let's capture it. Peace. And we're off. Stop to enjoy the sunrise. And Tuvia wanted to have a spiritual moment. There we go, our first glimpse of Masada. Hiking up Har Elazar, got a beautiful view of the serpentine path, snake path. So how long is this hike up Har Elazar in comparison to the snake path?
About twice the distance.
Twice the distance.
And
double the
3 times
beauty.
the time.
And 3 times the time.
Guys, look over there, UFO landing sites.
OMG. Everywhere. Look at the size of this one.
What could they be?
So good to be out here. At least I know the person that's with me appreciates it. Probably even a little bit more than me.
Just a little bit more.
Now the work begins. It's quite comforting standing in the path of a rock slide river. Have a look at this. Huge boulders that have come crashing down from the cliff, making their way all the way down to the valley. And truth be told, aren't we in an active tectonic area?
Indeed, my friend, we are in the Syrian-African Rift, a huge fault line all the way down East Africa up to Syria, and we are in the middle of it. In fact, about every century there's a major earthquake in this very region, and we're due for one right now.
Oh! There we go. Oh, what was that? There was a warning to say we better get moving. The mountain we go.
It's on the warm side, what?
A little bit warm, but check what's coming up.
I could do with a cup of tea with a spot of milk and some cucumber sandwiches on the lawn.
Down at the Roman camp, inside the comfort of a 10th Legion.
10th Roman Legion, 15,000 soldiers signed up for 25 hard years. The reward?
A cup of tea in the Roman camp.
And Roman citizenship. In fact, when they were paid, their money was called a salary, from the Latin word saleros, which means salt, because salt was that precious. And here we are, looking at Yam HaMelech, the salt sea. It's worth a fortune to a Roman legionary. Those caves at the bottom, underneath the southern wall of Masada, Yigal Yadin in the early 60s found 20 bodies, and they still had the remains of clothing fragments from the Second Temple period. So the theory is when the Roman legionaries got to the top and saw all the dead bodies, they just threw them in the cave underneath. And that's where they lay for 1,900 years until Yigal Yadin uncovered them and reburied them with a full military funeral. The caves over here underneath the southern wall of Masada.
Wow.
The last resting place of the defenders of Masada. Folks, I can't even tell you what I feel like right now. I stopped counting how many times I've been to Masada after number 200. It is the most visited site in the state of Israel, amongst the most visited sites in the Middle East. And here we are today. There's not one tourist on the snake path, usually full of hundreds of youth groups and people from all over the world climbing up it. When we look at the car park, it's usually packed with tour buses. There's one solitary bus, and that belongs to IDF soldiers. Not one tour bus, 4 private passenger cars, and this is where we are. We almost feel like we're living in a post-apocalypse world where life as we know it has changed irrecoverably forever.
Eschatological.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
End of days scenario.
As predicted in the book of Zechariah.
Bring on the prophecies.
Ezekiel.
Laughing at
Shy
these
to open up.
eschatological end of days scenarios. You know, this is actually the strangest thing, that all of these prophecies were brought to us in this region. And 2,000 years ago, well, this is longer, 2,600 years ago, the prophets were talking about the end of days.
And 2,000 years ago, the Essene sect just up the road here wrote those down in the Dead Sea Scrolls in the book of Ezekiel.
So you tell me history is not alive. It's not his story, it's our story. And we're telling it. Enjoy it.
This is no longer black and white words in the Bible. This is a prophecy fulfilled.
Oh, MG. Just look at that. We've now reached the level of the peak of Masada, which means we're 33 meters above sea level, about 100 feet above. But look at this steep, incredible valley between Masada and where we are. Tuvia, where's the Roman camp?
Over beyond Zendar Hill.
Let's go. Let's get there.
Go. Stop going.
Open the legs. Let's go. Kadima.
Forward to victory.
Netzach.
We shall never surrender. Just like him on that beach house. Blood, swell, tears, sweat. We shall never surrender.
That's it. Peace. To see Masada from the south, so impressive. So you're saying this is part of the siege wall?
Yes, the Romans didn't do anything by halves. Not only is it part of the siege wall, this wall was part of the top Roman camp 8 overlooking Masada. And this, by the way, is the best preserved Roman siege fortifications on the planet Earth. It remains frozen in time, very much the way it looked 2,000 years ago. Roman Army Camp H. The secondary entrance over there, the southern entrance, the northern entrance over here, and this pile of square stones in the middle was the base for the Roman military tents, where the soldiers had their beds and their benches. On top of it was the canvas tents, exactly the way that it was abandoned in the year 73 after the successful siege of Masada, and never been touched by the archaeologists' spade since then, waiting to be uncovered and secrets to be revealed to the world.
And how many siege camps surrounded the mountain?
8.
8 siege
8
camps.
siege camps, 2 of them major. The Roman commander Flavius Silva, his camp was over there to the northwest of Masada, and this was one of the minor camps, but this was the only camp built higher than Masada itself. So everything the rebels did on Masada could be spotted by the Roman legionaries up here and reported down to the HQ camp. And the most famous thing they saw the Jews reinforcing their wall where the siege ramp would come up. Just over there you can see the siege ramp. They saw them reinforcing the casemate wall with cedar beams taken from Herod's palace. And that's why the wall was set on fire, because from up here they saw them taking apart Herod's palace, the building over there with the roof on, and moving the ceiling beams over to the wall. So that vital intelligence helped bring the end of Masada.
Talking about what you can see and what you cannot see, and what can be discussed and what cannot be discussed, there is so much to do here. But the point of this vlog is to take you places that most people don't get to. And this is the vantage point where you can really see it all. So that is cool. 7 of the 8 camps we can see from here. Truly a place that most people don't get to, right? How's that? The eyes in the sky. Benjaneer.
My friend Shmuel and myself are standing here today on the ruins of a Roman army camp. And here we are with our tefillin and talit about to praise the God of Israel. In the year 73 CE, if you would have tapped a Roman soldier on his shoulder and said, by the way, in 2,000 years' time, there'll be 2 Jewish tour guides praying to the God of Israel in an independent Jewish state on the ruins of your camp, they would have reacted with scorn and derision, and maybe even tickled you in your neck with their sword. They would have said, fools, how can that be? We're the Roman Empire. We rule the world. We are just about to snuff out the last Jewish independence. And yet here we are, 2,000 years later. Where are we and where are the Romans? I happen to have on me over here a coin, a very unusual coin. This coin was minted, this is a copy of the coin minted by the Romans after the fall of Judea in the year 70 CE. And it shows on it a palm tree symbolizing Judea, a Roman soldier standing victorious to the right, and to the left a weeping Jewish woman. And it comes from the psalm, Al Naharot Bavel Sham Yeshavnu V'Bachinu. The rivers of Babylon we sat and we wept. And it says, even if you don't have to be a great Latin scholar to understand the script, Judea captor. Judea has been captured. And when the Romans minted this coin, they also built an arch of triumph in Rome called the Arch of Titus, showing them carrying the spoils of war of Judea into Rome. 1,900 years later, the Jews returned, and they also minted a coin. And their coin, when we flip around, shows the same palm tree for the Jewish land of Israel, for Judea, for the land of Israel. But the Roman soldier has vanished, as the Romans have, into the dust and ashes of history. And in his place is that same woman who no longer sits weeping, but stands proudly and tall, holding a baby into the air to symbolize the rebirth of the Jewish people. And in place of the weeping woman, her husband kneels in the land of Israel, planting a new sapling, symbolizing the rebirth of the people in the land. And underneath, 2 words in Latin, Israel Liberata. Israel has been liberated.
Amen.
That's it.
Amazing. Wow. Goosebumps, brothers and sisters. Goosebumps. Miracles happen in this land. Let's see if we can give it a shot. Let's try. Takia!
So cool.
Wow. Look at the goosebumps.
I'm going to video it.
That is unbelievable.
Time to do it again.
The land of miracles. What a privilege to blow the shofar throughout the land, but to be able to do it where we are right now.
Are their spirits still there? Here we are before Rosh Hashanah, and we pray very hard. Teka b'shofar gadol lechewotenu.
Besanes.
That God should blow the great shofar for our freedom and bring us together from the 4 corners of the earth. Are those Jews and their spirit still there? Let's find out. Tekiah! Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live.
Am Israel Chai! Okay, we made it down, and now we're running towards the Roman ramp. Part of this was actually the Israel National Trail. Ah, there we go, you can see the mark of the Israel National Trail. What a beautiful route it takes. Here we go, the siege wall. And Masada from the south. We've arrived to the bottom of the Roman siege ramp. I just want to show you behind me, you can see the funeral monument and the caves that we were looking at earlier. The bones that they found were reburied in this funeral monument, and they were given full military honor, really making a connection to the rebels of 2,000 years ago, as if they were defenders in the modern state of Israel. Quite an emotional sight, but look what we've got to do now. We've got to head up this ramp, so come with us on this run. Let's head up the ramp.
Yalla.
Yalla. That's another statement for you. Here we are as modern Jews running up the Roman siege ramp in times of freedom. It may be COVID, it may be Corona, we might not feel so free, but here in the land of the living, in the land of hope and the land of miracles, you really feel freedom. We've got that in the sky above. Easier than the snake path. It's a much shorter way to get up. Come and try it out. Super fun. Okay, made it to the top. This is the Byzantine gate from the 4th, 5th, 6th century. And here we are. Woohoo! The plateau of Masada, the Western Palace, and quickly take you past the Northern Palace. These are columbarium dovecotes. Stay tuned. An upcoming vlog, we're going to be doing the peak of Masada, bringing the history to you. But this is just a little taste of what's to come. So, עכשיו נכנסים. We're now entering King Herod's palace on the northern tip of the mountain. And look at this. What a balcony he had. Wow. It's hazy, but it's beautiful. A 3-tiered palace on the edge of a mountain in the middle of the desert. King Herod built himself this magnificent fortress, magnificent palace. You can see an entertainment lounge, almost 360-degree view from there. And then the lower tier, his private bathhouse. Man, this guy knew how to build. He certainly was sending a message to the masses that he is Herod the Great. And behind me, you can see his bedroom, his lounge. And he had, let me tell you, HD TV, high definition view. Every day when he woke up, this is what he got to see. Wow, we have to come back. We'll bring you more in a future vlog. Loving this for now. There it is, a model to give us a feel of what this incredible palace was like. The lower palace, the bathhouse. The middle tier, the entertainment lounge. And up here, the living quarters. Quick run through the bathhouse. This is the public bathhouse. We're in the apoditorium. This is where they used to do outdoor gym, get their bodies beautiful. Here's the pool. Wow, magnificent. No water today. And inside, the frigidarium. This is the cool room. Hang out here with your friends on the triclinium. Check out these frescoes. 2,000-year-old paint, still keeping their color. Now we'll go into my favorite part, the hothouse. hypocausts, holding up the floor to allow empty air cavity to heat the floor and to get this room hot. Sweating like I am today. Well, it's like a sauna, like a dry room, and it is the largest room in the hothouse, hence the name the hothouse. Boy, incredible to be here 2,000 years later talking about the story, but it's more like a hothouse outside. Exactly. Have a great day, guys. Okay, a quick stop in the synagogue. Here is the Beit Knesset, one of the oldest in the land of Israel, and you can still make out the seats and the pillars which may have held up the second floor. But here we have it. Incredible when the archaeologists were digging here. Hebrew letters coming out of the ground, fragments of writings connecting us with a period of the rebels 2,000 years ago. But you know what? This is not just a place of ruins. This place is alive and active as a synagogue. And would you believe, through this little door, the Aron HaKodesh. Here you can see a good friend of mine writing a Torah scroll. מה נשמע? אני עכשיו בסיור לתיירים שלי בדרום אפריקה. שנה טובה. This is the rabbi wishing you all a happy new year. Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, South Africa, Australia, America. Shalom, shalom. We're happy to see you, and we're looking forward to seeing you more often. Bezrat Hashem, bekarov, tairim, chozrim. Amen. Yeah, this is again not your normal view of Masada that people see. Just have a look at the amount of cisterns that we can count from here. I think we've counted what, 11 or 12? 14 already. You got the
14 cisterns. Look at the Roman ramp. And that Roman ramp, when it was built, destroyed the aqueduct that brought water into these 14 cisterns on the side.
Correct. You can actually see the Roman ramp is built right over the site where the aqueduct would have been, and you can clearly make out the lower aqueduct and the upper aqueduct, and then of course the perfect terraced shape of King Herod's palace that I've just shown you, which is artificial, hence the name Herod the Great. He pushed the limits of architecture and got that structure built on the northern tip, but I think there was some method to his madness, no? Because often when I'm here you get this beautiful cool draft of air coming up the northern side of the mountain.
Stunning view.
So stunning view, natural air conditioning. Boy oh boy, like I said, this guy knew how to live the good life.
Not only that, his bottom palace had his own private bathhouse. In addition to the bathhouse on top of the mountain and the outdoor swimming pool.
Ridiculous. You want to see
it? It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king, and it's good to have friends in high places. And I've got a friend now in low places. We're heading down to the lowest place on planet Earth. So check it out. We're going to be doing the runner's path. Unfortunately, the GoPro battery is dead, so I'm using the Samsung Galaxy 9. Let's see how it works. But here we go. On the runner's path, it's going to take us right around the circumference of Masada, and it'll be following the breach wall. But we're now on the west, and we're heading to the east, where the sun rises, and where we're going to have a swim later today in the Salt Sea. Dead Sea, Arabian Sea, East Sea, whatever you want to call it. Let's go. Run! Run already! This is the running tour guide channel, not the hiking channel. Now the descent begins. We're going to be heading down into the valley towards, there's my, it's saying move, we better move, it's getting hot. We're going to be going down to the breach wall, and you can see a Roman camp right down here on the northern tip. But here is a treacherous path down. Thank goodness for these rails that the Nature Reserve Authority, the National Parks Authority have put out for us. But Tuvia, take care.
We are going down.
You're going down, brothers. And there's rock slides as you go here. But also, I think it's a wise idea that I put this phone away. What do you think?
Excellent idea.
Excellent. So we'll catch you in a bit. See you at the bottom. Okay. You can see there's the cable car going down. So we've reached the base of the northern tip of the mountain, standing amongst the ruins of the Roman camp that we could not see from top of Mount Elazar. And I need to find some shade. And there happens to be one lone acacia tree, an Acacia tortilis, an umbrella thorn. I think I'm going to head there, sit in the shade, and just wait for Dr. Book. I think he was on the phone, or maybe he's just using that as an excuse. So I'm keeping quite a tough pace. This piece of Africa in the middle of the desert. Oh, how I love this acacia tree. It's as if it's right here simply to provide me with shade. Always look on the bright side of life and look at the world as if it's created for you, but look after it. Oh, and look at this. Have a look. Be quiet. It's a bee eater. Oh. I hate to have disturbed it, but there is a beautiful bee eater, the European bee eater, but we'll identify it for you and let you know. Stunning. So silent. I can hear the flies and the bees. Oh. And what's that? Is it a bird? Is it a goat? Is it a Roman? No. It's Dr. Book.
Dr. Book, I presume.
Oh. I thought I was the only one out here. Yeah, he's come to disturb my peace.
Enjoying the shade of the... Which tree is this, Sam?
This is an Acacia tortilis, which is the umbrella thorn, all the way from Africa, brought here by a bird, dropped its feces, the seed rooted, and here we have the shade.
Amazing, but true.
So, Dr. Book, seeing that we've seen the places the tourists never see, what's left for us? What's still in store?
I'm going to run all the way around the eastern side to the entrance of the snake path over here. And that's it. Set to and hit the AC.
Okay, the clock is ticking.
And it's 36 degrees.
36 degrees, and it's 4 hours and 28 minutes into this, I don't know if you can call this a run. It's more like a run hike.
Run hike adventure.
Exactly, but we better get going.
Yalla.
Yalla. Chaval al-Azman. Okay. There we have it. The cable house and the siege wall that goes right through this river. Dry riverbed. Those crazy Romans. I mean, seriously. A wall 8 kilometers long surrounding the mountain. And they even have the chutzpah, the audacity, to build this siege wall right through this dry riverbed to make sure none of the besieged would escape. But the walls are broken and the Jews are back. Welcome home. Okay, we've just about come full circle and we've joined the snake path on the eastern side of Masada. I hope you all have enjoyed seeing the hidden places surrounding Masada that tourists seldom, if never, see. I thoroughly enjoyed being with Dr. Book, and please God, this is the first of many vlogs you'll be seeing. We'll be exploring places together, bringing it to you. If you'd like to book Dr. Book, check out the description below. I'll be posting his details. Book him quick. The Hanukkah season is coming, the Christmas season is coming. Book the book. To do is to do. The phrase that Tuvia has coined and I've used many times. So may this vlog leave you inspired for a sweet, happy, healthy new year ahead. I want to thank all of you for following along. And this is the beginning, the new beginning of sweet things coming to you. So thank you, subscribe, smash that button. What that bell does is it subscribes to the channel, going up there, and keeps you updated with vlogs from the Holy Land. Wishing you all a Shana Tova Umetuka. See you.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. Thank you, Tuvia. See you in 5,781 of the Jewish calendar coming up. And look at that, nice way to finish. The cable car coming down a mountain years and years and years and centuries and thousands of years we've waited to return, and here today was a statement of that. Returned, never more to be uprooted, for the soil has been given to this hopeful people. Shana Tova. And here we are chilling with Gamal, a perfect way to end the day. A lovely day in the desert, at the lowest place on earth. Let me introduce you to beautiful Gamalia. Love you all. Happy New Year. Choo-choo!